an airport. Have you ever been to an airport? When we go on an aeroplane, we need a ticket. Sometimes we need a passport. But what else might we need? That's right, sometimes we need a suitcase. When we go away, we pack everything we need inside a suitcase. And when we get to the airport, we need to go to a check-in desk. The big bags and suitcases we travel with are called baggage, and we check baggage onto the plane here at the check-in desks. But how does airport baggage work? Let's find out. How does it work?
Airport baggage.
At this airport, thousands of people fly in and out every single day. And on a really busy day, the airport can check in over 3,500 bags and suitcases. And altogether, they weigh more than 40 hippopotamuses. Thank you. This is Emily, and it's Emily's job to check in all the baggage for the flight. First, Emily weighs the suitcase. Hidden underneath the conveyor belt is a set of scales. The scales weigh the suitcase and the weight pops up just here. They work in the same way as kitchen scales you might have used when helping a grown-up to bake a cake. Can you see Emily is attaching a tag to my suitcase? That is the destination tag. And this is the airport code. Every airport around the world has a code that's made up of different letters, and this code matches the airport where the baggage is going. And that means your baggage travels safely with you all the way to your destination. Can you see at the end of this short conveyor belt is a rubber curtain? Well, behind that, there are lots more conveyor belts. But how do the conveyor belts work together to make sure the baggage ends up in the right place? To find out, I think we should take a closer look. When we check in our baggage, it's given a destination tag with a barcode. The travel agent presses a button, and the suitcase moves along a short conveyor belt, called an ejector belt, to a long conveyor belt carrying all the checked-in baggage. There are lots of ejector belts, and at the end of each one is a laser beam. When the suitcase breaks the beam sends a signal to the other ejector belts, telling them the suitcase is there. The ejector belts take it in turn to push the baggage onto the long conveyor belt. The suitcase is then carried into the baggage room and to the baggage dock. The destination tag is checked and the suitcase is put onto a trolley that takes it to the right aeroplane. Wow, that was really interesting. So that we can find out how the suitcase gets from the check-in desk to the baggage dock for real, I've been given special permission to put one of my special cameras on this suitcase. Off it goes behind the curtain. Look, the conveyor belt has stopped my suitcase. It's waiting for the laser to send a message to push my suitcase onto the long conveyor belt. There it goes. Made a clonking sound, didn't it? After a short trip behind the check-in desk, my suitcase reaches another rubber curtain and goes up a ramp. It's like a fairground ride for suitcases. It goes down, round, up, and even spins round. And finally, my suitcase turns one more corner and arrives in the baggage room. Look how big the baggage room is. I wonder where my suitcase is. There it is. This is Phil, and it's Phil's job to make sure that the baggage in the baggage room goes onto the right flight. Phil checks the destination tags and is looking for the right airport code. When he finds a suitcase with the right airport code, he loads it onto one of these. It's called a dolly. Oh, here's our bag now. Next, a special car called a tug hooks onto the dolly and takes all the baggage to the plane, where they're loaded onto another conveyor belt. There's our suitcase being loaded on now. And look, our suitcases have got through a little door into the hold underneath where the passengers sit. Ready for the plane to take off. And there you have it. My suitcase has made it from the check-in desk onto the plane, ready for me to meet it on the other side. I love finding out how airport baggage works. What did you like most? Do you remember the name of the tag that tells us where the baggage is going? That's right, it's called the destination tag. Do you remember the sound the bag made when it was pushed onto the big conveyor belt? And did you see my suitcase come down into the baggage room on my special camera? So now you know what happens when you check in baggage at an airport. Bags come in lots of different shapes and sizes, don't they? You might pack a big suitcase like this one if you're going on holiday, or a slightly smaller case if you're going for a shorter trip. Or if you're going on a day out, you might use one of these, a rucksack. Do you know how a rucksack's made? Let's find out. How is it made?
Rucksack.
Rucksacks are made in a place like this. A rucksack factory. Rucksacks come in all sorts of different colours, shapes and sizes. Most rucksacks will have a zip, a handle to hold, 2 straps so we can carry it on our back, and a pocket at the front to put things in. But how are they made? This factory make rucksacks out of a material called nylon. And nylon is great for making rucksacks because it's smooth, it's tough and very, very strong. Whoa, look at that. But this is only a small piece. Today, they're making rucksacks out of 3 colours, blue, orange, red. The rucksack starts out in here, the fabric room, with a huge roll of blue fabric. There is loads of it. There's 50 metres of fabric on one roll. That's the same length as an Olympic-sized swimming pool. And just this roll of fabric can make 60 rucksacks. Phew, I think we're there. After the fabric has been rolled out, it gets cut into strips on the cutting table. Next, the big strip of fabric needs to be divided into smaller pieces. Rob's using something called a template, and each shape will make a different part of the rucksack. Do you know what he's using to draw around the templates? That's right, it's chalk. Rob then draws around templates on the red and orange fabrics, ready for everything to be cut out. The shapes are cut out using this machine. It has a round blade that spins really, really fast to cut through the fabric. And to keep Rob nice and safe, he's got to wear one of these. It's a metal glove. How cool is that? The blade is spinning round really, really fast. And look how easily it's cutting through the layers of fabric. Rob can cut out 4 rucksack pieces at the same time. This means the factory can make lots of rucksacks quicker. All of these pieces will make one rucksack. This piece is going to be the front of a strap, and this orange piece is going to make the front pocket. But what do you think happens next? Can you hear that noise? We're in the sewing room, and that's the sound of lots of sewing machines all working at the same time. Over at this machine, Debbie's sewing something onto a piece of fabric, and we need it to open and close the rucksack. Can you guess what it is? That's right, it's a zip. But there's lots more sewing to be done. Next, Rob makes the handle for our rucksack. He makes it using an extra strong piece of nylon called webbing. But to make the webbing even stronger, he uses this machine. Whoa! It's called a bar tacker, and it makes a special type of stitch called a bar tack stitch. Wow, that was really quick. It only takes Rob about 3 seconds to make each handle. To get a closer look, I'm going to film this with my special slow motion camera. It lets us see things that happen really quickly, much slower. Right, camera set. Let's go, Rob. Okay, let's watch it back so we can see how the machine works. Look, can you see the needle? It's making a tiny zigzag pattern. Now we can see what's happening. It's going back and forth, back and forth. That's brilliant. And by doing so many stitches close together, it makes the handle really strong. How clever is that? There's one more thing our rucksack needs, and that's the straps. Here, Debbie is sewing 2 pieces of red material together. Can you see? Now a piece of foam goes inside so the bag's comfortable to carry on our backs. The straps are nearly ready, but to make everything neat and tidy, Debbie uses a new machine to fold and sew a piece of material along the edge of the strap. It's called binding. Look how quick it is. So we've got the zip, the handle, the straps, the back and front of the bag, which now has a bright orange pocket. Now we just need to stitch everything together. First, the straps are sewn onto the back. Oh, and there's the handle. It's really starting to look like a rucksack now, isn't it? But something's missing. That's right, the sides. That's the part which has the zip. In it goes. And there you have it, a finished rucksack, ready to be used. What did you like most about seeing how a rucksack's made? Do you remember the name of the fabric that makes the bags really strong? That's right, it's called nylon. Did you hear the sound of all the sewing machines? And did you see my special slow motion camera filming the bar tack stitch? It made a zigzag pattern, didn't it? So the next time you use a rucksack and take a look inside to put some things in, you'll know how it was made. And if you go to an airport, you know how the baggage gets from a check-in desk onto a plane. I'll see you next time.
There are lots of things